What's good? It's Ocean on the Rocks. Coming back to you guys with another one. Recognizing the Game, episode 38. Black Flag. Y'all through sagas, you know what it is. So, this is Semen Retention and the God Concept Part 6. And this is a continuation of the previous video where I will be discussing the reintegration of the feminine energy. So, in the process of semen retention and retaining your seminal fluid is the elevation of your masculine energy and the reintegration of the feminine. So when those two forces come together, they create, and you're essentially recreating yourself or elevating your state of being. And with the reintegration of the feminine, we're healing the feminine energy within us. We're healing that energy where we may have been wounded, because when it comes to obsessive compulsive masturbation, this is us acting upon our masculine energy. But that is how, on a subconscious level, we're interacting with the feminine energy. We're training ourselves and reconditioning ourselves to relate with women in a certain way based off of how we deal with that energy on a sexual level. You have to understand things from an energetic level and how everything is connected. And when we engage in this behavior, what you're doing to your brain, what you're doing to the synapses, which is the neural networks in your brain. You're shaping them and molding them. You're ingraining a certain habit, and that habit essentially becomes a part of your thinking, of your being, as it is through the mind that we act when we make certain decisions. So in the process of semen retention, the area that behavior becomes ingrained is considered the midbrain. That's a scientific term for it, midbrain, which that area is the ruling mechanism of our behavior and how we act when we are dealing with our sexual energy. So we're conditioning the midbrain to react in a particular way and to rely on that habit as a part of its decision making, to hardwire that behavior in the brain in response to how we translate that energy when we are looking at pornography and sexually arousing imagery. We're telling the brain when we make that decision that we're pretty much conditioning it in that moment to think that we're having sex in real time. And that plays a part in how we relate to women and how we create habits in regards to the feminine energy and how we relate, the choices that we make, the decisions that we make, how we see certain things, how we perceive it, how we understand it, and how that understanding prompts us to act. So with semen retention and the manifestation of those urges, we're having to work through that energy. Through that experience, through that process, we're having to nurture that energy. We're having to consciously direct that energy. And because the energy is so intense, we may find ourselves in somewhat of a panic when we have those urges, like, dang, I've got an urge and I don't know what to do. I'm fighting myself. I'm having conflict because I know I'm not supposed to be engaging in this habit, yet I still have the desire to do so. So when it comes to nurturing that energy, the feminine, you're having to show compassion, to look at yourself and be like, okay, what do I need to do? And you having to assess a deep range of emotion. Either I need to relax or take some type of action. And that is when you come into understanding it's the balance of things, the balance of your being. Because even non-action or not acting is an action. Even choosing to be still and not acting is an action within itself. And in the spiritual system of Taoism, they call it Wu Wei, which is non-action. And so, you being still, still sends an energy out within the universe. It still reverberates. It still has an impact on the environment, whether you move or not. Think about when you know that you need to take an action to get something done, but you don't take it, and then the repercussions that manifest because you didn't do anything about it. So when an urge comes, you either need to do something, okay? If you have an urge, maybe you need to drink some water or eat some fruit. Maybe you need to rest or relax. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go and automatically do something that is to the next extreme, because you're in a panic and you don't want to, you're fearful of relapsing. You can't just go and make a decision out of fear. You have to really think and contemplate what it is that you need to do. So in that experience, your awareness is expanding through reintegrating that energy, the feminine energy. And you're essentially in the process of healing yourself, because you have to choose a new behavior, one that is more conducive to you progressing and moving forward. You're essentially healing that energy by going within and understanding what that energy is trying to tell you. Okay, so now let's say we're getting into a month, and your sexual energy is high. Your energy overall is high. You've made it through those intense urges where you felt the need to masturbate and you didn't go through with it. So it's like now you have greater control, but you still have that urge. So that masculine energy, that active energy, can be pulling you towards engaging in something in front of you. So, this is my own thinking when it comes to this particular statement, that, and I've said this in previous videos, that the urge is the power of your masculinity. Santi said that. Ocean on the Rock said that the urge is the power of your masculinity. Think about that. When you're having an urge, that is the power of your masculinity. That is you harnessing that power. Now, what are you going to do with it? And see, when we start this journey, we feel as though we have to take these extreme actions, that we have to take these extreme measures, when it really starts simple, and then it will compound into something greater. It really starts from small actions that you continuously engage in, whatever that action is, whether it's studying a language, whether it's playing video games, because those can help. It's about prioritizing your time, that you decide to play a video game after you've been working out or working, and decide to take some time to yourself. So it's really about something that you want to reincorporate as a new habit. So in essence, what is that energy calling you to do? And because it's requiring you to take your mind off of women. When you think about it, I get those urges and stuff, right? I might get on Instagram or get on Facebook, and it doesn't even have to be a provocative image. It can be just those characteristics that I like: nice brown skin, long or short, curly hair, or whatever. And I'll see it and I'm just like, your attraction to the opposite sex, and in this case, with me being a heterosexual male, and to all those who fit within that description, is going to be enhanced, because those smaller details are going to ignite you. Your awareness and your sensitivity to certain things is heightened, right? You'll be like, yeah, I'll tear that ass up, but yeah, you're reintegrating that feminine energy. So this is one thing about, as I bring it back to the God concept, when we talk about being in tune with one's own nature and being in tune with nature, the belief in God can distort your reality. You know what I'm saying? My page is not for religious individuals, but for individuals who are recognizing that the system, that religion is a system of cohesion and control. Religion is a system and a institution designed by man. And if the system is not working for you, then you have to find another system or develop your own, because for whatever reason, it's not helping you. So you have to be more grounded in yourself, your spiritual nature, and understand yourself, and not get lost in the idea or concept of God. Because a lot of people, instead of addressing themselves and going within and understanding what they need to do to heal, they place all of that on an image or an idea in their head that it's going to fix them, when that's not grounded in reality, and that's based on fantasy. And fantasy is one of the things that you have to combat when on semen retention. And this is what I mean by recognizing the game. Love. Salud.